Good afternoon. I am Precious Mzea Sakaleji. Welcome to Camnet TV Midday News. The headlines. The PF accuses UPND of emulating its bad behavior of threatening violence. UTH medical team successfully removed tumor from NDOLA man. Details coming through after this commercial.
Pastor Moses Chilua is inviting all business houses, individuals, and would-be business people in Zambia for this Wednesday's program at 20:45 hours. You can call on 0962-965-883 for a personal chat. Let's actualize our status of greatness as Zambians.
Water is life. Each drop counts and each must be cherished. Our tried and tested product meets all international standards. With our smart drip technology, we aim to deliver precision irrigation designed to reduce blockage and wastage, ensuring a high yield. Renglow, your smart irrigation partner.
And now the media news in detail. Private Security Companies Association President Francis Mukuka says security guards in Zambia will continue being subjected to low salaries and maltreatment at the hands of many foreign-owned security companies for as long as this sector is not regulated.
Security guards in Zambia, like many other parts of Africa, work in very difficult circumstances, braving dangerous situations, while mostly being subjected to poor payment and having many strict company rules to abide by. This is allegedly the case at a private-owned security company known as ACCUSES in Lusaka, located near Makeni Mall, where security guards who sought confidence from Camnet News alleged that they are being subjected to what they term as slave salaries of 900 kwacha, among other poor working conditions. The aggrieved security guard further alleged that they are never paid funeral grants, with even funeral leave days being cut by their employers at will. The Camnet News crew, which repeatedly went to the company in hopes of talking to its alleged owner, Mr. Mohammed Patel, were however not given audience, with receptionists claiming that he was not around each time. In response to the concerns that many Private Security Companies Association President Francis Mukuka says parliamentarians should ensure that the newly introduced bill in Parliament aimed at regulating this sector is pushed forward.
Provided we level the playing field of doing business in this country with these security companies, we expect that these security companies also will be running at the same rate. You find that there are security companies that are charging 2,500, there are those that are charging 1,200. Seriously, those companies that are charging 1,200, how much do you expect them to pay their workers? Obviously, it's 800, 900.
He adds that passing the bill will have many benefits, including ensuring training of all security guards and education enhancement to see high professionalism in this sector.
What we are waiting for is just the parliamentarian to work on this bill, which the cabinet has already approved. We are urging opposition parliamentarians and all those from the ruling party to vote for this bill. Surely we have a lot of security guards. The manpower is actually second to government security force. Meanwhile,
Camnet News will continue to follow the story on the plight of the said security guards at the named company to its logical conclusion. Zipporah Mshala, Camnet News, Lusaka.
A multidisciplinary team of medical doctors at the University Teaching Hospital UTH Tuesday had successfully removed the tumor on the jaw of a 44-year-old patient who has been agonizing with the mass for 7 years.
He was confident when we interviewed him yesterday as he awaited his operation date that he described as divine intervention. He had said he had given up hope after visiting a number of hospitals until he met a dental surgeon in a very different circumstance.
I lost interest from that time until this year in June.
sound reassuring banter of the assembled medical team that are working with the coordination more than that of ants. The patient has to be shaved and the time is 11:45 and everyone knows what to do without flicking an eyelid. From there on, his eyes have to be closed as they begin the procedure while he is fully awake and given the right medication to ease the pain. The theater room is full of medical paraphernalia and looks like something out of the movies and yet real. It's Zambia's very own medical team. The lead surgeon and his assistant have done this before and working hand in hand with the rest of the team. They draw a line below the jaw where they'll have to remove the lower part of it that has grown into a mass. They dive in and now cutting. There is smell of smoke and fresh. Nonetheless, they are discussing current affairs from music awards to the crime rate. The patient can no longer feel anything. It's a strange feeling for some in the room, especially the intern nurses and the journalist. Working with precision and dexterity, the tumor is finally removed and followed by ensuring that the rest of the tumor is nipped completely. They are now stitching his jaw back on the man they have nicknamed the Zesco man. It's now done. After 4 long hours, the team will have a sound sleep tonight, having done a noble deed. He is now waking up as the corners of his mouth twitches. It's short of a miracle. The doctor now describes the procedure of the operation.
It was actually removing the whole tumor, but of course we had to do it in a way that, as we now approximate the edges, we restore the way the person previously looked. So it's about restoring form and function.
He says such tumors are common in Zambia.
The patient had an aminoblastoma. So this is a very common tumor in this country. Very common. Literally would have like maybe 3 patients a week. 3 patients a week, and that's a high turnout. If we were to account for all the aminoblastomas, they account for about around 80% as compared to all the other tumors put together.
He further says Zambia has continued to lead the way in medical tourism.
Because I think what you saw, it's purely the commitment by Ministry of Health and UTH at large, the adult hospital. So literally we're treating and dealing with a lot of cases that come across Southern Africa, from Malawi, Mozambique, Zimbabwe, and some from DRC. So literally we are here to help, and that's our core business.
The doctors have reassured that the Zesco man will use his soprano voice in the UCZ choir where he belongs. What has happened here is short of a miracle. This team are truly unsung heroes. We hope the patient goes back to his 4 children back in NDOLA. Tito Kalama, Camnet News, the UTH Theatre.
I sincerely apologize to our sensitive viewers for not warning them for the previous video. We'll continue with the rest of the media news. The Economic Financial Crimes Court has dismissed an application to separately try and quash a charge involving former Minister of Health Permanent Secretary for Administration Kakulubelwa Mulalelo.
Her efforts to have the alleged corruption case she is accused of be quashed by the Economic Financial Crimes Court or have herself separated from the rest of the accused has been declined following the decision by the Lusaka's Magistrate Court Tuesday morning to dismiss her application made on Monday. Former Minister of Health Permanent Secretary for Administration Caroline Kakulibelwa, who has denied a charge of willful failure to comply with the law when she and others awarded a contract to Evoke South Africa Limited to supply 50 ambulances for the Ministry of Health, made an attempt on Monday by making an application before the Economic Financial Crimes Court that the charge against her was duplicity, hence needed to be quashed, or the court orders that she be separated from the rest. When the matter came up for ruling Tuesday morning, Magistrate Ngobola ruled that the charge against her is not duplicity and she cannot be separated from her co-accused, stating that it is a matter of evidence since the charge is alleging that they committed the offense together. This is in a matter in which former Minister of Health Permanent Secretary Dr. Kenneth Malama was initially jointly charged with Dr. Gade Nasiakantu, Dr. Francis Wadia, Dr. Mzazantele, Rebecca Njovu, a farmer, Dr. Maximilian Mweupe, William Lungu, a chief procurement officer, and Jabin Mulwanda with willful failure to comply with applicable law and procedure. Dr. Kakulubela was yesterday joined to the charge together with the rest of the accused persons. In the last count, according to the allegations before court, are that Dr. Malama, Lungu, Mulwanda, and Kakulubelwa, being persons whose function concerns management, administration, and use of public revenue jointly and whilst acting together, did willfully fail to comply with the law when they awarded the contract number MOH/SP/004/17 to Evoke South Africa Limited of a contract sum of $13,750,000 United States dollars for the supply and delivery of 50 ambulances without following laid-down procedure as prescribed by the Procurement Act No. 12 of 2008, read together with Public Procurement Regulations of 2011. Miriam Kaimba, reporting for Camnet TV News.
United Party for National Development Deputy Secretary General Gertrude Emenda says the party will not discipline its provincial youth leadership, who threatens to beat up anyone insulting President Hakainde Hichilema on Saturday, 1st October 2022 at a press briefing.
The youths in the UPND have got much potential to beat anyone who is insulting President Hakainde Hichilema. And if that continues, we are not ourselves as UPND. We are not a church. We are a political party. And we have got different types. I can go and beat those that are misbehaving. Yes. And once the insults continue towards President Hakainde Hichilema, we shall begin to beat them physically, but we will not beat the innocent people. We will beat those that are misbehaving, who are insulting the president.
Recent threats issued by provincial youth leadership from the ruling United Party for National Development UPND that the party youth will start physically beating anyone insulting the presidency have sparked various reactions from stakeholders, as the party is on record stating that it is a government of laws. While some concerned stakeholders say they have been expecting discipline on those who issued these remarks, the UPND says such action is not necessary, as political parties need to ensure that they respect the presidency. In an interview, UPND Deputy Secretary General Gertrude Emenda says while two wrongs do not make a right, the frustration of the youth is understandable, stating that some individuals have gone overboard.
Discipline for what? They were the ones who were very violent, right? And even what Tembo is saying, why haven't they criticized him? And the others, even in the others within PF like Nakachinda, they are fond of insulting the president. So why are they coming up? They were quiet. They watched that video where those youngsters were insulting the president with immunity. So when the law enforcement agencies tried to discipline those boys, that's when they came out. But when they were hurling insults at the president, they never said anything. Let us be consistent here. What is good for the goose is good for the gander. If somebody has done you wrong, you criticize. Not just criticize because it is the person that you don't support.
In a separate interview, Patriotic Front PF Deputy Media Director Edwin Lifwekelo says the former ruling PF lost popularity due to complaints of thuggery, among other issues, warning that the UPND, if not careful, may head down the same path.
And I think that we are where we are now in the opposition as PF because of that kind of unruly behavior from the cadres that can do anything with impunity. I believe that if UPND are a party of laws, as they claim they're a party of laws, when it comes to issues of discipline, whether political parties, by virtue of using whatever means, seemingly are agitating the youths by getting on the president by virtue of the manner in which they are criticizing the president. At the end of the day, you cannot make a decision categorically and say that we'll start beating up people.
He has further challenged the ruling party to institute disciplinary action against the members found wanting to prove that it is a government of laws. Zipporah Mshala, Camnet News, Lusaka.
That news item brings us to the end of Camnet TV Midday News, but before we go, here are the headlines once again. The PF accuses UPND of emulating its bad behavior of threatening violence. UTH medical team successfully removes tumor from NDOLA man. Thank you for watching. I am Precious Mzeya Sakaleji. Pleasant viewing.